So, due to the so-called migrant crisis, which has been going out of control since Nigel Farage was tipped off and he went down to Dover to check out strange movements, people arriving on the beaches with dinghies and stuff like that. And then afterwards, the cops banged on his door and say, why did you violate quarantine? Because, you know, there was the dreaded virus at that time. And now, it's become public domain. They try to hide it. Doesn't matter if it's a Labour government or a Tory government, they turn this thing into a shit show. They did not resolve it. And every Tom, Dick and Harry came in, you know, they've been putting these hotels, 4-star hotels, they get everything free, blah, blah, blah. A journalist from GB News went to Calais to check out situation. And looks like for the French, this type of phenomenon is business as usual, normal. And obviously now we've got Keir Starmer, which he got defeated in the by-elections. He doesn't know what to hold on to. Says he's going to clamp down on these dinghy divers. Now, you have to establish one thing. Why do they come to the United Kingdom? Because they know they get everything for free, and the probability of them being kicked out under these governments is very unlikely. Why do more of these people come? Because they know in England everything is free. And obviously all the problems it causes with the locals and so on, we know already, and is useless going over the same old ground. But the politicians seem to, how do you say, not interested in this issue. There could be simpler measures, not to stop it totally, to crack down on it a bit. Probably 50% you knock down straight away. Making a criminal offence for entering the country illegally. We're talking about prison, not these, you know, so-called recuperation centres ideas. And stop giving benefits to these people. It's simple as that, because as soon as they know they arrive here and they find out they're no more entitled for certain things, you know, things will change. Their faces and their expressions will change. Like in Italy, the mayor of Modena, lefty, she's saying there's too many of these people, and the local institution and the government has to do something about it. Continue pouring money into these things. There are two things they can do. Stop giving money for them regarding the welfare, and make it a criminal offence for them if they enter illegally. As simple as that. It was like that a few years ago. The fact is, it's all politics and stuff like that. No, we must be human, all these treaties, Geneva and stuff like that. Who gives a shit? We're talking about security of a nation and the security of the people who live inside. Because these people feel like they're not safe anymore due to the presence and a huge quantity of these people walking around, loitering around. And as we all know, these people is very extreme. They adapt to the place where they live now. or they've been host. So, the only thing is to discourage these people. Another thing, these NGOs who help these clandestines, or these lawyers for asylum seekers, no more should be financed by a taxpayer's purse. Let's say from now on, it should be financed by charity. And there you are. You save money. And probably the phenomenon of these things just go down, go down. May not eliminate it totally, but you have half of the problems which you have today with these people. Because another thing is, who comes here, you don't know who they are. They pass from the south or from Balkanic countries, which this should be a cooperation in Europe, Schengen, stuff like that. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is free to come in. And we are, with the problems, we are today. I think I'm more than that. Other thing was at British, the mayor says there's too many of them. Okay. More than that, there's one of these immigration centres for underage kids, financed by the taxpayers' money. There, these people are armed, and they push all kinds of stuff which you like to get high on. So it goes to show, more of these people who have no title to enter in the country. And plus, on another thing here in Italy, are these they call them resources here, clandestines. They will pay the pensions for the Italians because there's not enough Italian workers. The problem is, have you seen these people working? No. They're always on the dole, loitering around all day long, get drunk, get into fights amongst themselves, and even with locals. Here at Pontedera, now and then, every week, you hear stories like this. Or they go nicking in shops, they attack viciously the people working in the establishment. It has to be dealt with in a sensible way. Far right, bigamism, racist. It's got nothing to do with that. It's all a question of national security and the safety of the citizens. Because once a town is turned into a degraded place, it'll take a lot of time cleaning the place up and restoring that town the way it used to be before the invasion. Because when you see an amount of people of a certain ethnic minority, they turn into a ghetto. There's always social degrade, violence and crimes. Really, it should favour only those who genuinely want to work and integrate in the community. If they have a business or they've been employed by a company, God knows what. Fair enough. But these clandestines do not produce anything positive. It's just only a burden on the public purse. They only create trouble because their culture, the Western culture, clashes, and all the problems you have with racial tensions. More they are, more worse the situation is. It's time to clamp down and return to the old style of immigration. Regulated and the flows controlled. If there's a job for that person, fair enough. You can't come over with no documents, then have to say, seek asylum political asylum because I'm persecuted in this country. Most of the time it's not true.